What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Wade Concept. We are post UFC Fight Night Boston and some insane fights, some insane results, tons of stuff to debate. But before we do that, thank you guys so much for the support on the YouTube videos. I love the comments. I love interacting with you guys. And just thank you so much. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the videos. And if you're listening in audio form on iTunes or Spotify, make sure you leave me a review and comment over there. It's been great going into this recording format, but I love the interaction and I love being able to correspond and talk back and forth with you guys. So thank you so much. And yeah, guys, an amazing card. We're just going to start right from the beginning. We had Dominick Reyes and Chris Weidman right off the rip. We're going into the main event. We're just going right into the main event, guys, because it was such an important fight, and I have to talk about it. I have so much on my mind about it. This fight between Dominick Reyes, Chris Weidman, the main event of UFC Boston, the first time Chris Weidman fights at 205. Dominick Reyes looking to assert himself as the number one contender at 205. Undefeated, young guy, looks good, talks well, coming off a controversial W, looking to put a statement down. When you want to fight Jon Jones, you have to have a statement win. And by God, Dominick Reyes got a statement win. Now, coming into this fight, we didn't know how Chris Weidman was going to adjust to 205. We just didn't know. He never fought there. We always hear the arguments that guys that go up, and generally it's true that guys that go up in weight do tend to fight better because of the lack of draining your body, because of the strength you don't have at a lower weight class. You do gain at a higher weight class because you do take some of that away when you make that weight cut. And this isn't in a video about making excuses for Chris Weidman, because it's not an excuse, and Chris Weidman's a tough guy. He is a tough dude. But if you look at his last 5 fights, I think he's 1-4 or something like that. He's 2-3 maybe. Since that fight with Luke Rockhold, him and Rockhold have not been the same. I think that night took a lot out of both those guys, and we've seen guys like Kelvin Gastelum move up. We've seen even guys from their own weight division. We've seen guys like Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos move up and have far greater success than him and Luke Rockhold have had. And coming into this fight, there were a couple of questions as to what Dominick Reyes was going to bring in. Is Dominick going to be able to handle the wrestling of a Chris Weidman? Is he going to be able to handle the different movement in the clinches and grappling that Chris is going to bring to the table? And we saw it right off the bat, guys. Right off the bat, Dominick Reyes proved that he was not only great, but he was going to have that type of signature fight against Chris Weidman, because early in the fight, Dominick tagged Chris with a good shot, but then Chris responded with the perfectly timed double leg. I'm talking perfect timing, right under the punch of Dominick Reyes, and we saw right then and there that Dominick Reyes was either too big for Chris to take down, had great balance, or just at that point found a way to find where the fence was and get up, because he did not get taken down. And Chris did everything right, had the hands clasped, got low on the double, and still could not get taken down. That moment, at least for me, decided whether Dominick was going to be able to hold his own against Chris. And then from there on out, he just dominated. I don't know if that was something that Dominick felt he didn't know he would be able to handle, and he handled it in a perfect succession. After throwing a shot that he thought would land, Chris ducks right under, gets the double, and Dominick still stays on his feet. That's a big win for Dominick in that moment. And then that obviously translated to later in the fight. Chris is coming forward. He throws a shot. It's almost a lunging right hand. Lunging right hand. And you almost see the same movement that Conor McGregor had against Jose Aldo, right? He parries the lead hand with the right hand and sticks the left on Chris Weidman and puts him down. A couple of hammer fists, puts him away. And Dominick Reyes looks like the number one contender at 205, guys. And a masterful performance at that. He gets on the mic afterward, tells Jon Jones he doesn't need any party favors, he just wants that belt, which is a great line. If you're going to get the Jon Jones fight, you're going to have to do 2 things. You're going to have to finish a fight in style, have that signature win, and then make headlines with what you say after. Now, again, Johnny Walker's going to be fighting Corey Anderson in a couple of weeks here. But Dominick Reyes, I think, just proved with a huge win over a tough guy in Chris Weidman, a guy that never had really lost in the fashion he lost tonight. He had always been in every fight he'd ever taken in the UFC. And for Dominick Reyes to win this fight, the way he won it, and then call out John the way he called him out, I think we got a contender at 205, guys.